This video shows how to draw lines using world coordinates, relative coordinates, and polar coordinates. We'll also review exterior wall construction and how to show the thickness of typical exterior walls. Start by drawing the exterior walls of the house. Verify that A-construction lines is the current layer. Start the line command by clicking the line command button or type line on the command line and press enter. Enter the first point as a world coordinate. Type 0, 25 feet on the command line. Remember to include the foot symbol. Press enter. Now a rubber band-like line connects this first point to the mouse cursor. Try using relative coordinates to draw the next line segment, a 30-foot long line to the right. By including an @ symbol on the command line before entering coordinates, they will be measured from the last selected point rather than being taken as an absolute position in the drawing. Type @30 feet, 0 and press enter. Now continue a line in the negative y direction. Relative coordinates specify the x and y distances from the previous point. So, type @0, -25 feet and press enter. Now let's try polar coordinates. The next line still starts at the end of the rubber band line, so polar coordinates begin with an @ symbol. But this time specify a distance and an angle, where the angle references 0 degrees along the positive x-axis. For the next line segment, type @20 feet less than 0 and press enter. The less than symbol is used here to designate that the 0 is an angle. Continue with polar coordinates to draw the next few line segments. The next line segment is 50 feet long at an angle of 90 degrees. Press enter. And the next is 50 feet long at an angle of 180 degrees. That line is obviously too short. I forgot the foot symbol. AutoCAD has assumed inches. Notice in the running command that there is an undo option, which steps back one segment. Type the letter U and press enter. Now re-enter the undone line, 50 feet at an angle of 180 degrees, remembering to include the foot symbol. Now draw the line to the point of beginning. This can be done using one of the three methods for drawing lines, but looking at the running command, there is an option to close, so type the letter C and press enter. This only works if all the lines are drawn in sequence without ending the line command. This is the exterior wall line of the house. Pan it up to the center of the view. One way to do this is by pressing the roller button on the mouse to display the pan hand and dragging the mouse. Release the roller to end this option. This is a good time to save. To correctly show the thickness of the exterior walls in plan view, let's review how walls are constructed. The wall studs provide the skeleton for exterior and interior surfaces. These are typically 2x6 lumber spaced at 16 inches on center. But 2x6 lumber is actually 1.5 by 5.5 inches. The exterior side of the studs will be covered with plywood or OSB sheathing along with exterior siding. The interior will be sheathed with 1/2-inch thick sheetrock, sometimes called drywall. The exterior wall lines drawn earlier reference the exterior face of the studs, which is a good reference when measuring in the field during construction. So when offsetting the line to show the thickness of the wall, offset the line 6 inches, which is 5.5 for the studs, plus 1/2 inch for the sheetrock. Select the Offset command button or type Offset at the command line and press enter. The command line prompts for the distance to offset. It will be 6 inches. The inches mark is not necessary because inches are the default unit. Press Enter. Select the object to offset, in our case, any of the lines that make up the exterior wall line. Specify a point on side to offset. Click to the side of the selected line that is towards the interior of the house. Do the same for all the lines, since all the exterior walls will be constructed the same way. Follow instructions on the command line. When done, press Enter to end the command. Zoom in on the corner of the house. These lines should not cross. AutoCAD has a few ways to handle this. One is to trim the lines, and the other is to fillet. Let's try Trim. The command requires us to select objects. Select the 2 crossing lines. Now press Enter. The running command offers some options, but we just want to trim off the ends. Click on the part of each line that you want to be deleted, past where they cross. Press Enter to end the command. Pan to another corner. Start the Trim command again. This time, select the lines using a back selection window. Click, then drag the mouse to the left to open the selection window, and click again. Notice the selection of all objects inside the window and crossing the boundary of the window. Now press Enter and click on the ends to trim. Press Enter again. This next corner requires the use of the Fillet command. Select Fillet. First, look at the command line and verify that the fillet radius equals 0. If not, type R, then press Enter, then 0, and press Enter again. Select the first line, then the line to fillet to. That takes care of this corner. Zoom to another area and let's try Trim again, using the back selection window. Using a good selection window speeds up the editing. Looks like a line was trimmed that didn't need to be trimmed. Use the Fillet command here. Try the Fillet command here as well. That works too. This is a good time to save this drawing.